with that, we're bringing Starship Congress to a close. Wow, we did it again. We did it again. Yeah, thank God. I'm glad Andreas is doing this. And now the time is here. We did it our way.
When I sing to my daughter, she stares into my eyes, and her eyes, I swear, get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But I won't do it. So I just wanted to say a few words to close out the conference. So we came here today with two themes. We took a risk. First was to build a starship. The second was that space is for everybody. This was our goal, as Icarus Interstellar, to bring people together under two themes. But we didn't just do this for us. We did this to motivate our community, to give fertile ground for people to resonate with us with. And that's why you're here. So while at Starship Congress, we were given the opportunity to everybody here to show each other who we are, to show each other what we do, what we're interested in, and to show each other that we're all here in this same party, that people who work in this area of the science are interested in interstellar space, and also people who are on opposite sides, or on other sides that we may not have considered. Young people, old people, able, disabled, the sensitivities that brings. And now we're able to build on that. And over the last, I could say 6 months, it's taken that long for me, personally, to understand what that actually means. And I've stayed up at night, and I've been troubled. And I felt, sometimes I felt myself choking up and in tears because I couldn't really figure out what it means. Is the interstellar community discriminating against women by not including women more in the field somehow? Is it our fault? Is there something more we can do? But I don't know if there was something more that we could do. Is it, have we just become comfortable with the way that we think that we should go about science? That we're hurting people without realizing, or excluding people? And I've come to sort of understand that it's okay to feel that pain for a prolonged time, because some certain things are meant to hurt. Because you'll learn something from that damage that's being done to you. It's not damage. It's an evolution. So whether or not there's a conclusion to some of these questions, same as whether or not can we actually achieve interstellar flight, it's not the point of a conference like this, or even an effort of an entire organization, but the journey itself. It's not meant to be easy. So what do we do now? We had an earnest conversation with someone, with a gentleman yesterday who's worked in the field for quite a long time. And we're relaxing here, And it kind of brought something together that we've had in the oven, for a while, that history is just repeating itself with conferences, space conferences, and even this conference. It's really hard to face the reality that we get together and we talk about space, about what we want out of space, how we want it to look, what we want to achieve, and when we want it. We want it now. But we've been having conferences like this for 30, 40 years. That sucks. It sucks. Right? That's like, I feel like a child saying, it sucks to be you guys. To not be able to get anywhere with it. Are we going to meet here in 2 years? It's hard to say this, right? Are we going to meet here again in 2 years and talk about a fusion engine that we designed, about a solar sail spacecraft that we did a paper study on, about how we want to include more and more people, about how we made provisions for people with special accesses to a spacecraft? Where's it going with this, right? We can only do the best we can possibly do. And when that's not enough, we work together to do more. Every single person that's spoken in this conference has an incredible amount of potential to contribute to something bigger, to making some of these things happen. From, Yalda's wanted to point out just beautiful layout of an organization that works, through a cryptocurrency, because certain societal aspects, and economic aspects are probably not going to allow that kind of progress to happen. We have the students for the exploration and development of space who are still underfunded. It all comes back down to funding. Who's going to fund this? Who's going to fund that? Eagle's got this combination launch system that makes sense. Who's going to put all this together? Part of the system belongs to company A. The other belongs to company B, to company C, to company D. A business plan for a company doesn't include other people's intellectual property, does it? So it's not going to work unless a company buys all 5 of these and puts it together. And that's not going to happen because we're starved in the space community for funding. We're starved for desire, for doing things. There's no business plan that convinces everybody that we need to go to the moon. There's no business plan that convinces anybody that we need to go to space. But we didn't know what we're going to find in space. It's not empty. It's not empty space. It's a road. It's a wide open road to other things. It's a road to salvation, whether or not that asteroid comes. Who knows? Tomorrow? It's on its way right now. Terrible, right? To think about it that way. Yeah, it's on its way, right? Does anyone disagree with that? That it's on its way? I was tired with working on Interstellar for about 2 years ago. I got really tired. I didn't know where the projects were going to go. Oh my gosh, some internal drama and stuff like that, just stuff that happened. I was talking with Mike on the phone, and he goes, all right, man, you're tired. He goes, you should just quit. You should just give up. It's all right. You can quit. You can give up. You don't have a responsibility to do all of this. And then I thought, what if something like that happens and an asteroid is heading this way and my son and my daughter looks at me and says, you work in space. Can't you do something? And if I said, well, I kind of got tired a couple of years ago and I decided not to, just go back to my job and other things. So I don't like to sort of look at this depressing sort of side of stuff, right? But I can't help think when we're pushed to the edge where it seems impossible, to turn that impossibility into a fighting chance, to do something incredible. Incredible. and working towards it, even if we never build that interstellar spacecraft. Working towards it is its reward. And all the things that we'll learn about trying to get there, about putting together systems to get to the moon, the power, the transportation, the communications, the logistics, everything that we've got trouble with trying to do on the Earth. We learn by putting ourselves in that difficult position of trying to do them somewhere else, and then we reflect all that back to us to try to do that here and improve the conditions of life on the Earth. So over the next few months, Icarus Interstellar is going to be putting together a roadmap. And in that roadmap, I hope we can work together to offer our services, whatever it is that Icarus can offer you, and wherever you think you may fit in to that plan. Doesn't have to be just us. It should be something that we can all work together. And even looking through the talks and looking at people and their capabilities, I mean, I can see how everything fits together, but that's the failing of those old conferences. That's why we always try to do something different at every Starship Congress. Because these Starship Congress meetings are pages in our interstellar history. And I'm honored that we're all here together to help write its pages. So thank you very much for coming. Impossible to do anything without this person. Justice Joe is so infuriating, really. So infuriating. Just another round of applause. He just deserves it. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
All right, let's go to the bar, all right? I'm not a drinker, but I'll have a Coke. Thank you. Robert. It's a pleasure. See you soon. Hey, you will. Hey. That